Okay, hi everyone. My name is Stacey Adelman, and I'm a registered psychologist at Joshua Tree Learning Center here in Regina, Saskatchewan. And every Tuesday at 12 or around 12, we like to go live with various different topics. So today's topic is centered around grief and loss. And you'll see us posting, a lot of information specifically about grief and loss in the upcoming weeks as we announce the Caring Hearts Camp. Joshua Tree and Caring Hearts have come together over the last couple of years to offer a camp for children and youth who are grieving the death of a loved one. And this year, our camp will be held at Beaver Creek Ranch on June 8th and 9th. So individuals who are interested in attending this camp can sign up for one day or the other. So excuse me, it's not an overnight camp, it's a one-day camp. And we are taking names for that camp right now. So you can register just by calling our office and we will get you on the list. And then beginning the week of April 15th, we'll be reaching out to you to gather more information and to put the plans for the camp together. So we'll be contacting you in a couple of weeks' time. And so you'll see over the next couple of months, there'll be things offered at Joshua Tree regarding grief and loss. We continue to host our weekly grief groups, which is again supported by Caring Hearts. And so every week, every Wednesday, we offer grief groups. So again, just call our office and we will get your kiddos set up for that. So Joshua Tree, very passionate about offering grief programs for kids. And so today I just wanted to talk about, well, how do we support somebody who is grieving the death of a loved one? Because so often, we just don't know what to say. And I think everybody means well. Everyone wants to provide comfort or support. We're just so scared of saying the wrong thing or messing it up or hurting that person even more when we really, really don't want to do that. And so I just wanted to provide just some tips, on how you can provide that kind of support to a loved one. I don't think we can ever undervalue just the power of being with. We don't have to necessarily say the perfect thing. We can just be with people, and just by listening to them can just be such a powerful response. People just need to feel seen and heard. They don't need us to fix it. You cannot fix grief. There is no way to make this situation better. Don't even try to go there. Just acknowledge that maybe I don't really even know what to say right now, but I will be with you through this and listen, and then validate their feelings, that they don't have to be in a different emotional state right now, and this may go on for quite some time because grief is very complex. And there's a lot of really complex, big emotions that go with grief. And so that needs to be seen and that needs to be acknowledged. And it's really, really powerful to simply listen and validate that person's experience for what it is in this current moment. I would just say, hands down, that is the number one thing we need to offer people, is just our presence. Be with them, listen, and validate without expecting them to be at any other place within their grief journey. They're at where they're at for a reason, and they need to be able to be in that current moment to process what they are experiencing in that moment. So your acceptance of that is critical and just really, really powerful and really, really important. So letting them know, I'm here for you. I can see that you're really suffering. I can see that this is so painful for you. People want to be seen. They want that to be acknowledged. If you knew the person that died, you might want to share a special memory that you hold of that person. Share something that how that person affected you or changed your life, or a funny memory or something really that comes to mind about the person that passed away. I think most people, they want to talk about their loved ones. That's often a fear, is that the world will forget that this person was here. And so to share, those memories, I think is really, really important. Allow them to tell the story in their own way. So often we want to interject with our own experiences and try to relate in some way. Um, but I think what happens is we end up distracting the person with the story that they're trying to tell. And we have to let their story unfold as it needs to unfold for them. And so when we jump in with our own experiences and our desire to relate or connect with them, we can actually distract them from what they're trying or needing to express in that current moment. So it's really important to let them share their story in the way that they need to. Um, I think just try not to overthink it. Sometimes we get so much in our heads and we're wanting to say the perfect thing, and that can just cause a lot of problems sometimes. I think don't overthink it. Feel it. Go with how you feel in that moment, and you might have to ask them, well, what can I do to help, or how can I help you right now? What do you need from me right now? And let them tell you and share with you what they need from you, and then try to offer that to them. So what are some things we should definitely not say? There are definitely some phrases you want to stay away from. And I think, the first one that comes to mind is, well, they're at peace now, or they're in a better place now. To that person, no, that's not true right now. And they don't want to hear that. Stay away from that. In fact, I would, in general, I would recommend maybe staying away from any kind of religious kind of affiliation unless you're really, really close to that individual. So saying things like, well, God had a plan for them, or God must have really loved them that he took them early, you really don't want to go down that road. I think in that moment, that person, this is not fair. This should not have happened right now. And those kinds of phrases, although well-meaning, don't always land well in that particular moment or at that particular time. They're in a better place now. Well, to that person right now, no, they're not. They should be in this place right now. And again, very well-meaning, but it probably won't be received very well, especially in those raw initial moments of grief. Um, we tend to hear phrases such as, well, you will marry again, or you could have another baby. Those, again, we're trying to offer hope or look into the future, but someone going through profound grief isn't in that place. They're in the moment right now with heavy grief. They aren't looking forward, and they wanted this marriage. They wanted this baby, right? So we have to acknowledge with where they're at, not where we think they should be down the road. You never want to say to somebody, well, I know how you feel. My grandfather died too. The reality is we never can completely understand how another person feels. And that's because we all have different kinds of background experience and different memories and different backgrounds that brought us to this point in our grief. And so we can never completely understand how somebody else feels. Therefore, it comes off as kind of minimizing, how that person is feeling. So you want to stay away from that. You never want to talk about things like it was his time, or everything happens for a reason. We try to jump to these ideas as a way to fix or to provide some comfort because we think that'll help that person cope or move forward. And so I just, again, wouldn't think that that's going to be received very well. In that moment of heavy grief, people want to be seen, heard, validated, and they want their pain respected. So be with people, listen with people, validate with people, and simply just showing up and being with them and sitting with them and asking them to tell you what they need can really provide the comfort and support that you're really wanting to offer them. So again, just a few tips for supporting loved ones for grief, loved ones through their grief, rather. Keep checking in on them. Always check in, even down the road, months, even a year down the road. Grief is a long journey, and it can be a really ugly one. And especially when, that funeral is over and people go back home to their regular lives, please make sure to check in on those individuals who are grieving, because it can be a very lonely, very isolating time. And it can be just really helpful and meaningful to know that someone is checking in on them or checking in on us, should it be us that is going through that. So again, here at Joshua Tree Learning Center, we're offering programs to support children and youth who are grieving the death of a loved one. We have our weekly grief groups held right here at the center. And we also will be hosting this year's Caring Hearts Camp, Saturday, June 8th and Sunday, June 9th at Beaver Creek Ranch, which is right near Lumsden, Saskatchewan. We have a variety of activities that teach children how to grieve and how they can work with and cope with these really complex, powerful emotions that come up when we're dealing with grief. So our Joshua Tree team will be at Beaver Creek Ranch on that weekend. And you can just call the office, 306-546-5674, get your child's name on the list, and we'll be in touch with you in just a couple of short weeks here to start pulling all of the details together. So if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. And take care of each other. And we'll see you next week, next Tuesday.